Hello, Dr. James Bogash, expert in health and longevity, and today we're going to talk about a exercise technique, if you will, that I've been talking about for quite a while, and there's quite a bit of research on it, and yet I never see it being used in the gym. I think of all the time we've gone, maybe there was one other person that was using this concept called BFR, blood flow restriction training, and very few people I talk to that work out have actually ever heard of it before. And it probably started with possibly with voodoo flossing, but the idea morphed into if we could cut off some of the blood supply in a limb, whether it's the arms or the legs, while we're exercising, you don't have to use as much weight, but we can still metabolically stress that joint or stress that limb even more with less weight. So we're not talking about using a tourniquet, we're talking about using, like if you determine something called limb occlusion pressure. So like let's say you're taking your blood pressure and your blood pressure is ideally 110, 115, and then you would wear a cuff around your arm as high up as possible or on your leg as high up as possible with maybe about 60 or 70% of that, whatever that blood pressure would be. And some of the fancier cuffs will actually measure that for you. It's called LOP or limb occlusion pressure. And it has been shown to actually help build or maintain muscle mass without using a significantly less amount of weight. So as an example, when I do leg extensions, I think normally I'll do like 110, and then when I have the cuffs on, it's more like 45, so less than half of what we do. Then I will typically do a set of 30, short rest, set of 15, 15, 15. Same thing with the arms, we'll use biceps, triceps, but the idea is that you can work out, you can get better benefits with less risk to a joint. So what does all this have to do with this particular study? And that is, this is a study done using BFR for people average age 58 with knee osteoarthritis. So I thought this was really kind of cool, and it really exemplifies what we can use BFR for. And all too often, when something starts to hurt, people stop using it. So if your knees hurt, you stop exercising. That is almost universally the worst thing that you can do. So how can we maintain that strength or maybe even build that strength without causing problems with the joint? Enter BFR, blood flow restriction training. So this was a trial done on 87 people. Well, there were some people that fell out of the study because not everybody likes to exercise. Average age I already mentioned was 58. They used 60% of limb occlusion pressure on the legs, and they deflated them between the exercises, which we don't personally do. It's kind of hit or miss. The research is still a little bit unclear on that, but they deflated between the exercises, and the exercises largely consisted of leg extension and leg press, two very simple exercises to do. And they were followed, there was twice a week, they were followed for 3 months, and then checked up on at 6 months. So this was just 3 months worth of exercise, twice a week, so maybe 16, 3 times 4, like 12, maybe 24 sessions of exercise. So what did they find? They found improvements in the knee outcome scores called COS across all everything they looked at. So ADL's activities of daily living was better. The pain was decreased, quality of life was increased, and there was a 187-foot increase in 6-minute walk. So in that 6-minute walk period of time, the people walked further. Just all kinds of fantastic benefits from using BFR. And again, this was comparing to people that didn't. So as some examples, this is, when we first started, we went with the cheap route. And this is like a BFR cord that this is For the arm, for the leg, it would be slightly larger. Very easy to just throw on the limb and occlude. It's a little less scientific. And then we graduated up to the cuffs are much more expensive. These can run, $500 for a pair or for a set of arms and legs. And this one will actually, it's like a little blood pressure cuff that's connected to Bluetooth to the phone and the app on there. So you can get a little bit more exact pressure, limb occlusion pressure that you would do. But it's a lot more expensive. So I typically recommend people start with the bands because they're much cheaper. But very simple approach, and I do not see anybody using this in the gym that we go to. So, as always, I'll post a link to this particular study in the description. Make sure you like this video, share it with somebody you think needs the information, and subscribe to the channel.